Hey folks, this is Troy with NicXVapor.com or NicXVapor.com. You can also find me on ecigadvance.com on their forums as Nix Vapor. We're also on Facebook, Nix Space Vapor. So drop a line, drop a like, drop a PM on the forums. It's all good to us. Today we are taking a closer look at the Vamo V2. This is a variable voltage, variable wattage device that has a lot of cool features that I like to show to you today. I'm going to start here with the batteries. The really nice thing about this is you got three different configurations you can use. You can use single 18350, dual 18350, or what we'll be playing with, the single 18650. Now, if you're using vented batteries, the thing you want to take note of is, there you go, the little dot in the center is the vent hole for, well, the battery compartment. We've also got a little spring in there. I guess that may have been a problem at some point, as there was. Let me see if I have it here. Also comes with this larger spring. Let's snap it on in there. Now if I work at it a little bit, I can get it all the way to the bottom on it. Tried both configurations for the spring, and didn't notice any major difference. One thing is the size. If you're in single 18350 mode, then you got yourself a fairly palm size, a little over, depending on the size of your hand, but it gets a lot shorter either way. Now, for the other two battery configurations, for the dual 18350 or the single 18650, you get your little battery tube extender. Nice threading on it. I don't have any issues. Never wants to hold up in any spot. Now, I'm not sure you get to see that. Let's show it to you though. Once you make good contact, get the battery in place, there it is. You can see that indicator blinking. One of the problems that this has regarding batteries is the rattle. It's not sitting in there really firm or anything, and as I put this in either my pants pocket or jacket pocket, you name it, eventually that battery's going to shake loose enough that I got to power on the device again. Now, for activating, most of you already know, 5 clicks, and the Vamo V2, very clicky buttons. Now, really handy thing about this is the 510 connector on there, as well as the Ego connector. Just allows you more options for those of you who want to use your clearomizers or your Kangers with variable voltage or variable wattage device. It's a real good connection type to have on there. Now, I ran into a little bit of trouble with this too at first. The plus button was pretty stiff and it would stick a lot. So had a lot of automatic cutoffs that way, deactivations. Playing with it for a few days, putting on different atomizers, clearomizers, etc. I was able to play with it enough over a few days to get it worked loose, and now it works just fine. You got a couple different battery modes with this beyond the configurations. They just label it as like number 1, number 2. I've seen some people talking about those, and let's just cut to it. I agree with them. My best to just go ahead and set it to number 2. You can do that, I believe, just holding down the plus and minus buttons together for 10 seconds, and it'll switch. It's a great set and forget feature. I still get good battery life out of this. I don't often have to change the battery during the day on this tube. The battery indicator, battery level indicator, holding the minus button down for 3 seconds will tell you how much voltage you have left in the battery. My only beef with that was I was pretty accustomed and in favor of the just show me a battery icon with bars in it. My old one had it. I'd like it if this one had it, but after I get used to it, yeah, I know about when my battery's going to have the drop off, and when it's just going to start displaying low. Using the plus, that is your resistance checker. Very handy feature. If I have to, I use a lot of rebuildable atomizers at this point, between testing and personal use, and I have to fiddle with coils on the fly at times. So while it's probably best to go ahead and use a multimeter or ohm checker independently of this, if you're out and about, you got to fiddle with something, it's nice that you can just go ahead and check it. One of the nicer features about this is that it's variable voltage and variable wattage. I like the fact that, yeah, I have control over that. I can set the voltage to whatever I want, basically, and it still does a good job. But the big feature that I like, that a lot of you are considering this over, is the variable wattage. And the reason I like it better is because of how it works. Instead of just adjusting the voltage and adjusting how much power you're putting into your coil, with the variable wattage you're adjusting more of what it's going to be putting out, or the kind of power output. So this, with the resistance checker, will go ahead and double check the resistance and adjust the voltage according to what you wanted as far as output wattage. So I can take, a Genesis style rebuildable and switch over to a Phoenix style. I can switch over to a Kang, or I can switch over to a Clear, you name it. It'll check and it will adjust accordingly so that I get the same vape every time. But one of the things I will tell you about this that I really enjoy is the durability. It's something I have dropped twice this week, from 3.5 feet each time and onto a concrete floor. Maybe once I had to turn it back on, reactivate it, but there's barely a scratch on it, and I have to look for it every time. So it's going to hide little blemishes like that fairly well. If you're looking to get into variable voltage or variable wattage, you're looking for your first battery mod, you don't want to invest a lot of money into it because you're not sure if you're going to like it, go for the Vamo. It's a great bang for the buck. It really has surprised me for the money.